Okay, so let us discuss AdCoder Beginner Contest 166. Today also, I don't know why I didn't get problem C. I was getting TLE. I tried to optimize a lot and I saw the solution. It looked very simple. I don't know why I didn't get it. I shall make a video on today's problem C and yesterday's contest problem C. I got A, B, D. So let us discuss that. Actually, problem A, there's nothing to discuss. You are just given a string S. If the string is ABC, we have to print ARC. Otherwise, we have to print ABC. So just input the string. If it is ABC, in output ARC. If it is ARC, output ABC. That's all. So this was the code for that. Nothing great. Let us go to problem 2. There are n snooks called snook 1, snook 2, snook n. There are k kinds of snacks sold in the town. Snack 1, snack 2, snack k. Following di snooks have snack I. That means first snack is the first snack is with these many snooks. So we have to find how many snooks will be victim. What is a victim? Victim is a snook that does not have any snack. So we have to find how many snooks do not have a snack. So there are n snooks, you input n. There are k types of snacks, you input k. Now there's an array d1, d2, d3, dk, and each d1 has another d1 elements. So you have to input d1 and again input an array a11, a1, a21, a1d. Sorry, a11, a12, a1d, like that. What does this represent? This represent which snook has snack d1. Let me repeat that. This line represents this one. This one represents how many snooks or which snook has snack d1. For example, let n be 3, k be 2, and d1 is 2. This means that, this means what? Snook 1 has snack d1. Snook 3 also has snack d1. That is, Snook 1 has snack 1, Snook 3 also has snack 1. Similarly, Snook 3 has snack 2. So you can see the snack distribution. Snook 1 has only snack 1. Snook 2, there is no Snook 2 over here. Do you see anywhere 2? Nowhere. And Snook 3 has snack 1 and 2 because 3 appears here and here. So after looking at this, you will get an idea. You have to just use set and you have to keep inserting these elements A11, A12, so on, A1D in the set. And all the unique elements you take and you subtract it from n. That will give you number of victims. So that's what I did. I took input n and k, input dk, that is that how many snooks have that snack. So for every di, you have to input how many snooks have this snack and keep inserting that value in the set. Whatever will be the size of the set, subtract it from total size. That will be the answer. We just have to find how many snooks do not have a snack, right? So how many ever elements are present from 1 to n, that many will have snack. And how many ever elements are not present in 1 to n, that many will be the victim. That is what I have done in this line, n minus size of the set. You will get number of victims. So this is also fairly easy only. Let us look at problem D. Given a pair of integers a and b, sorry, you have to find a pair of integers a and b such that a power 5 minus b power 5 is equal to x, and the input is given as x, and it is guaranteed that there is always a pair, and if there are multiple solutions you can print any of them. So first of all, looking at power 5, we might think we have a chance of getting TLE because even x is large and all that. Just look at the test case examples. If input x is 33, the answer is 2 and minus 1. Or it can also be 1 and minus 2. How? What are we told? We are told a power 5 minus b power 5 is equal to x. So if a is 2, suppose, so 2 power 5 minus 1 power 5 is equal to x. A and b can be anything, positive or negative, which means this value is what, 33, which is already equal to x. We can also see that we get this as an answer, 1 power 5 minus 2 power 5. This also gives us 33. Let us look at second example. If x is 1, it is very obvious it will be 1 or 0, 0 or minus 1. It can be any of them, right? So b can be negative because negative power negative becomes positive. And then when you add, you will get this, you will get x. You can do something. So you can have a pair like positive, negative, or you can have what? Positive, positive, or anything other than that also. But then just by looking at these two examples, what do we find? We find that for a value x, we don't have to scan through 1 to x. We don't have to run a loop from 1 to x. We can just run a loop from 1 to 0 to square root of x. Always remember, in such kind of questions, you have to restrict the number of comparisons. You have to restrict the number of times the for loop is running, because you have to optimize the code, right? So one of the best ways is something related to maybe square root, some n log n, root n log n, root n, something like that will work. But because it can be a negative value, one number out of a and b can be negative. Sorry, only b can be negative. So b can be negative. So we will run a loop from minus square root of x to plus square root of x. That is what my code was all about. I took the input x. I'm running a loop from 0 to square root of x. And I'm running another loop from minus square root of x to square root of x. And I'm just checking this condition. Luckily, I did not get any TLE. If you know any other better method, please comment, please share. This worked. I did not get any TLE, it passed. And yeah, that's it. This was the only thing. You have to just optimize, and you can try for other numbers also. This condition will always satisfy. So just remember, something related to square root, if you apply, you can reduce the number of comparisons. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.